everyone. Welcome. This is Dr. Ina, Digestive Reset. I'm a functional medicine practitioner. I'm a doctor of pharmacy, and I've been practicing functional medicine for over 14 years, specializing with clients that have Crohn's, colitis, and hormone problems. I'm a best-selling author of 2 books, Crohn's and Colitis Fix and Digestive Reset. And today we're going to talk about a topic that's actually important to women of all ages, but specifically to perimenopausal time and young women nowadays that have hormone disruption. Why is it important to support hormones while healing the gut? So it's kind of a chicken or the egg situation. What came first? When we do functional testing and functional diagnostics and see the results for our clients, they could be completely asymptomatic, meaning no symptoms, no issues of chronic digestive problems. So they don't even realize there is a chronic digestive problems, but they already experiencing hormone problems. And learning and understanding and getting that concept of, no, this is not okay and this is not normal to have constipation. It's not. It's not normal to have constant belching. It's not normal to have constant indigestion or reflux, occasional abdominal pain, or no, it's not normal to constantly have the gas pain or fatigue. But then when, or even chronic diarrhea that alternates with constipation. These are all warning signs that have been saying hello to you for a while you were like, oh, but doesn't everyone? And that's one really, really big issue that our, in our current times, we think of these chronic digestive symptoms as something abnormal, and it should not be. It should not be. It's just a major indication of you having some kind of chronic inflammation. And chronic inflammation, the root cause for serious conditions in the future. So I highly recommend for you to pay attention. You should feel the energy. You should not have these symptoms. And then next rollout comes up. Next symptoms are fatigue, then skin problems. Then since you've been having the chronic digestive problems, you could come up with now bigger problems with malabsorption, malnutrition, and nutrients are not being absorbed because there's inflammation in the gut. And then following problems come about related autoimmune conditions and hormones out of balance, hormonal issues, and then PCOS in young women. And then PCOS often leads to fertility problems. And that's another epidemic of fertility problems in young men and women. We have women of 30s that can get pregnant. We have women in 20s that lose their cycles. It's something, again, it's not to be, no one should be telling you that this is a normal scenario. We want to avoid that. I wanted to introduce myself earlier, and I did. And when I wrote my book, the first book, Crohn's and Colitis Fix, I did have a lot of people that wrote to me, you know, I was following your recommendations, what you wrote in the book, and not just my digestive symptoms went away, but my hormones got, I got my cycle back. I didn't have the PMS anymore. I didn't have the pain anymore. Can you write a little more? That's how my second book came about. I just want to bring that really, really important concept to you, where you understand that check your gut health first before you go and realize that the root cause often of hormone problems is gut-related problem. It could also be, let's say, adrenals and stress, but like I said in the beginning, chicken or the egg. Always figure out gut health first with your hormone balancing. So let's do a little quiz, if you don't mind. Do you take any of these, or did you take any of these in the last few, let's say, last few times this month? And your laxatives, and 1 point would be for each one. A would be laxative, B would be oral contraceptives, C would be NSAIDs like ibuprofen or naproxen, brands of Motrin, Aleve, or Advil, or aspirin. D would be PPIs like proton pump inhibitors, Prevacid, Prilosec, omeprazole is a popular generic name. E would be acid-reducing drugs like Zantac, Tagamet, or Pepcid, ranitidine, cimetidine, or famotidine. All these are generics of those brands. 1 point for each. Then the next question is, do you care for your oral health, dental health? Do you get regular checkups? Each account 1 point for the B, and C and D would be 2 points each. So A every 6 months, B every year, C every 2 years, and D would be sometimes. Calculate how many points. Next one is count yes for each answer as 1 point. Do you often experience any of the following? A, burping or belching. B, fullness, gasiness, flatulence. C, poor appetite. D, constipation. E, diarrhea. F, pain under ribs. G, pain on the right side. H, gassy after each fiber-rich foods like broccoli and cabbage. And I, chronic colds and viruses. And next question is this. Do you often experience or have, and for each yes would be 1 point, difficulty digesting foods, white coating on the tongue, bad breath, body odor, pain in the joints, chronic allergies, food intolerances, nasal congestion, dermatitis or eczema, and mood swings. So if you have 7 points or more, where's your gut health? I'm sure you know, if you're between 3 and 6, you are kind of sort of in between, and you could have your gut microbiome in a better balance. If you scored 0 to 3, you're probably really doing well. You're probably doing a great probiotic program, which I usually do for my clients. Between prebiotics to probiotic to postbiotics, that really helps and improves gut microbiome balance. Antibiotic use is associated with gut microbiome being out of balance, so that reduces often those numbers for my clients. So understanding that gut microbiome is also directly associated to hormone balancing, because hormones are made in the gut. Serotonin is made in the gut. Melatonin out of balance is often associated with gut inflammation, for example. Leaky gut is associated with the autoimmune disease and hormone imbalance. So I highly recommend to recognize why is it important to support hormones while you're healing the gut, understanding that the gut problems could have been initially the root cause of that problem. But once you're supporting the hormones, for example, those are your adrenal hormones, not even the sex hormones. If you're supporting those properly, if you have a good adrenal program put together, your inflammation starts to cool down. It starts to cool down, and your gut inflammation starts to cool down with it. So make that and make that a priority. It's really important to support my hormones, including adrenal hormones, to reduce inflammation, because that reduction of inflammation would be helping with healing the gut. And good quality program with nutraceutical is often really effective. I've seen it for over 14 years. Repairing after, for example, medication use or antibiotic use, yes, definitely consider liver support, removing yeast and candida, with certain nutraceuticals that are antimicrobial, reducing inflammatory inflammation with stress reduction with enzymes. You want to use the right kind of probiotic, re-inoculate and help the probiotic utilization with the prebiotic, repairing it right with the good gut support, with leaky gut support, often anything from L-glutamine to collagen support, very important. And like I said, adrenal support is that great base. Adrenal support can be that basic start of anti-inflammatory support to go after hormone balancing. And adrenal support isn't by itself truly is a hormone balancing too. Functional diagnostics are really, really important, and they're the best thing because you truly don't want to guess. You want to test and not guess. Testing can rule out adrenal imbalance, can rule out gut infections, parasites, dysbiosis, candida, H. pylori. It could let you understand methylation problem when you have some kind of hormone imbalance. So functional diagnostics are great. And I highly recommend, if you have an access, if you're working with a functional medicine practitioner, to consider running those. So definitely look into a good local or a coach in functional medicine that have been recommended to you, or you're quite familiar. I'm running this really great webinar coming up on August 23rd at noon. I'm going to be discussing common mistakes to avoid while healing your gut. I think it's a very, very important topic. We're going to have a little interaction there too. So I hope you guys can join us for that webinar. The link is below. It's the tickets are at Eventbrite, and I'm looking forward to see you there. This is Dr. Ina, Digestive Reset, and it was great to spend the time with you. Until the next time.